Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Into the Hive Mind. Today, we're going to be taking a look at the Colorado Cup, a 200-person major tournament here in Colorado, my home state, that is happening this weekend. List just went live today, and I've done a very brief overview and seen a few Discord messages about the allocation of what armies. No surprise, Necrons are at the top, followed closely by Space Marines. There is a lot of net listing going on at this event. So for those of you who want to see the type of meta that I am diving into, we're going to take a look at all of that. But first, before we look at the meta lists, let's take a look at the meta players. Something that I wanted to see was just taking a look at who are some of the top players that I need to look out for at this event. Now, I am a local at this event, and therefore I know all of the local good players, but we do have a few guys traveling for this event. Not as many big name players traveling to this as I originally thought, but this is a Green Banner event and it is the first one here in Colorado. So the fact that they have gotten already up to 200 players for their first event, phenomenally well done. Congrats to those guys. So all I did is I went through and took a look at the players registered for this event, threw them into the stat check elo, and basically found out who were in the top 100 ranking of the US elo. Noticeably, I am not on this list. That's fine. I think I got bumped off a few months ago. But pretty cool to see that John Kilcommons is actually number one at this event. So he is the top ranked player at this event. Pretty cool. Obviously, elo is not the end all be all, but it is a cool way to figure out who should be on your radar for this event. So John has been crushing it lately. He's fresh off of 2 GT wins with his Tau. It says Army not listed. He's been playing Tau pretty much solo. He has a YouTube channel, Tau Tactics. Go ahead and check it out. Very awesome guy and awesome player and faction specialist. So that is actually something that I'm going to say look out for. There are a lot of faction specialists in specifically this list. So keep an eye out for that. But let's go through. Let's take a look at all 7 of these players and their lists. But taking just that initial look, 62 wins, 16 losses by good old John. 79% win rate. That's pretty good. And as I said, he's on MHM, which is a local Colorado team here. So let's take a look at his list. All right, so yeah, Tau, Montka, that is mostly what he's been playing. Fast Gun Good is the list name. Makes sense to me. We have an Ethereal with Coordinated Exploitation. I actually don't know what that enhancement does. You guys are going to have to let me know. I know Montka has a Scout Forward enhancement, but this one's not ringing a bell for me, so I don't know if that's the Scout Forward one. I think that's probably something else. 10 Breachers, cool. 10 Strike Team, all right. Double Devilfish. I imagine those guys go in the Devilfish. A broadside, another broadside. Okay, so we've got some nice big heavy rail rifles to take out Catan. Makes sense with the meta call. We got a Ghost Keel to be, just that early game pressure, very mobile. Obviously, you can't really tie this guy down. Lone op, 2-up armor save. Yeah. Hammerhead. Wow. Okay, really teching into it's an ion cannon. Interesting. It's not a railgun. So maybe that's more for Terminator equivalents and Custodes. Then we have double Pathfinder team. 2 of them, really. I see 1 in every list, but 2 of them, seems good. They do have these ion rifles that actually can put out a decent amount of damage. And obviously they have marker lights, which are great. Piranha, super fast, get a marker light wherever you need it, and have some Seeker missiles and a Fusion Blaster on top. Really good for 60 points. And there we are, the Triptide. That's just going to be in every list, unless, I will say the twin commander suits, whatever, the Twin Lance, that's what they're called. Those OP guys are not allowed for this weekend, as the models are releasing this weekend, so they are not actually going to be present. But I imagine they're going to be coming in, and maybe they replace one of these 3 Riptides. They're insane. But for now, we are sticking with the tried and true Triptide. What did change? Stealth suits went down 10 points each. So, yeah, I'm sure John's very happy about that. Stealth suits, that was kind of the main complaint of Tau players, was stealth suits going up because they became 5-man units. Now they went down 10 points. So there you go. I guess complain. Sometimes GW listens. But 2 5-mans, these guys are fantastic. They whenever they use their marker light, you get reroll ones to hit and wound. That's very good because your Tau, especially your Riptides, are hitting on 3s, rerolling 1s, strength 10, rerolling 1s to wound. Very solid. And in Montka, of course, you have lethal hits. So I like this. Vespids just for actions. So I think between Vespids and Pathfinders and the Piranha and the Ghost Keel, you have plenty of action monkeys and then tons of damage. I like the double Devilfish. I'm curious how that's going to do for him, but I do think that those can be very solid. Just basically run over to a point, clear all the trash from that point, and requiring a serious commit to take them back. I imagine that's probably the ethereal. I imagine with coordinated exploitation is probably doing something with these. That's going to be my guess. I don't know. I have no idea what that actually does. Go ahead and throw it down in the comments if you'd like. But I imagine he's probably buffing them. And I can definitely see just tons of shots at close range, having lethal hits because of Mont Ka. There's probably a sweet damage combo there. So cool. That's great looking at John. Again, I expect him to do rather well. I would say certainly expecting him to podium. So with 200 players and this being only a 6-round event, there is going to be 3 undefeated players. So I could very easily see John going X-1 at least, if not just outright winning the event. I'd be very excited for him if that was the case. Let's take a look at other players. We got a lot of stuff to go through. So Trae. Wow. I mean, Trey's a great player. I did not realize he was ranked number 2 for this event. Way to go, dude. Proud of you. He is also a CSM faction specialist. He's been playing nothing but CSM lately. So let's take a look at his lists. He normally likes to play Veterans of the Long War. Another local, obviously MHM. He's probably playing the new, Huron's Marauders. Nice. Cool list name. We got Chaos Lord and Terminator Armor, Cypher, Fabius Bile. Oh, in Huron's Marauders. Okay. With Huron Blackheart. So Huron's Marauders, basically you're going to have everything is going to get fallback, shoot, and charge as long as Huron can see them. It just requires line of sight. Which is going to be pretty easy to get for this event. All day Saturday is going to be on GW Layout 6. All day Sunday is going to be on GW Layout 1. So very easy to, very open battlefields. So just getting line of sight, very easy to do. 10 cultists, only 5 legionaries, 2 units of 5 legionaries. Okay. Probably going in rhinos, and we have a 3rd rhino. Probably for some chosen. And then we have a 10-man Chaos Terminator squad. I imagine that's joined by a Lord in Terminator armor. Very cool. Just a absolute truck of a unit, I would imagine. And then 10 chosen. All right. So yeah, again, these guys are just going to be able to constantly do actions, and they're big tanky units that are going to, of course, have the Chaos Marine pact abilities. And we have the Masters of the Maelstrom. I actually am not entirely sure who these guys are joining to and how that works, but I imagine with 3 rhinos and the Fabius Bile and this unit, I'm sure there's a whole bunch of resurrecting shenanigans with these guys having 4 wounds, and I don't entirely know how it works, but I'm going to imagine it's going to be something like that. I don't know if they can join the Chaos Terminator squad. If Trey wants to chime in on this and leave a comment on the video, tell me exactly how this works, or, maybe I'll just see it on the battlefield. Trey and I do end up playing against each other a lot, so very decent chance that I end up playing against this. But I did play against the Masters of the Maelstrom for the first time this weekend in a practice game. They are pretty gross with their resurrecting ability and just being 4 wounds. All right. So yeah, just big, bulky, elite infantry bricks that can not be slowed down, and then 2 units of noise marines. Okay, those guys are probably also going in rhinos. So 10 terminators as a rapid ingress threat, I would imagine. 5 chosen and 2 noise marines going in rhinos. Okay, and then having legionaries in there as well. I can definitely see something like that. Cool list. Cypher with the Vectora. That's going to be a pain in the butt. I really need all my CP. I took all the Hive Tyrants to have all the CP, so I don't like seeing Cypher, but that's a cool list. Triple Decker Bing. Yeah, so 3 Rhinos just carrying the entire army. Got it. That's pretty cool. I like it, Trey. Good luck. I'll certainly be following along, seeing how you're doing. Next up, we are looking at John Vukacic. I probably butchered that. I apologize. I shouldn't have even tried. I do not know this guy, obviously, with that mispronunciation of the name. Not listed. Okay. But one of the top players at the event, ranked number 55 with 72 wins, 26 losses, 73.5% win rate from Outlanders. I don't know this team name. Okay. We got Star Shatter Catan. Wow. Original, but top players playing top armies makes sense. So, yeah, we got Star Shatter. So, thankfully, we are playing with the new balanced data slate. So, a lot of the strats that Star Shatter had working with these Catan don't work anymore, but they're still going to be a pain in the butt. So, it looks like 2 Catan. I think that's probably the most optimal build. Just Deceiver and Nightbringer makes sense to me. Those do seem to be the best 2. Then you have Oricon. So I'm assuming a 20-man warrior brick. We got a Royal Warden also joining that. So this just looks like Siegler's list. I think I saw Siegler play this exact list on their stream. Canaptic Reanimator with the Tomb Crawlers joining into the 20-man brick. Yep. Double Doomsday Arc. I think that's different, but sure. 5 flayed ones and a locust. So no wraiths, no real action monkeys other than flayed ones. This locust is probably going to have to screen more than actually doing actions. Just big, burly, throw stuff up the middle. So 20-man warrior brick, but importantly for me specifically, he does not have the command barge that makes them OC3. So, I mean, it is 20 warriors that are all OC2. That's going to be a major pain in the butt because they have a 4-up invuln thanks to Oricon. I'm going to have to double check, remind myself what the Royal Warden does, but I believe he gives them fallback and shoot is what I'm remembering. And then, yeah, you're going to have, I think this is the -1 damage enhancement to put on Silent King. Makes sense to me. And double Doomsday Arc. So, definitely damage. I think I can take on this list though, but we'll see. I think I can just outscore it, but I have to live. Definitely strong meta choice. We'll see how well teched everyone else is to take it down. Good luck, John. Then we got Treynor from the same team. So, and this guy's playing Space Marines. Let's see if the top 2 guys from this team that I don't know about are bringing, the top Necron list and Blades of Ultramar. Let's find out. Treynor. Yep. Hey, look at that. Blades of Ultramar called it. All right. So these guys, I mean, they're coming in. They're not playing around. They're top level players that are coming in with the top lists. So we got Lieutenant with Combi Weapon with his new 15-point upgrade. Marnius Calgar, the new one, since the old one is now Legends or whatever, just removed. Uriel Ventress, so he does have a Deep Strike, I believe, is what Uriel does. 5 Intercessors, Impulsor, Assault Intercessors, JPI. Triple Ballistus. All right. Gross. Company Heroes. Those are probably going with Uriel. I actually know nothing about new Calgar. So maybe they go with New Calgar. Incursors, double Rep X, Victrix, Wardens. Yep, that's an original list there. This is, like I said, there's some meta net lists here. But triple ballistus, that's a new take. No Redemptor dreads, but triple ballistus, double repulsor. Gross, absolutely disgusting. Wardens with Victrix. Yeah, I mean this guy's gonna do well. Cool. Scott Ketchum. Love this guy. He is a Sisters specialist. I actually played him on Wargames Live at LVO 2 years ago. Very awesome game. Go check it out. I'm going to spoil it because it's 2 years old. He managed to beat me by like 5, I think. And I went 4-2 at that LVO, losing to Scott Ketchum, and then I immediately played his teammate, who was playing the exact same Sisters list. And I tried to adjust my battle plan because Scott just barely beat me. And it turned out my plan against Scott was way better because me then just being like, well, what happens if I just shove? And then his teammate just lifted my entire army in 2 turns. So then I got like blown out and lost by like 60 points. So, but anyways, Scott is absolutely the definition of a faction specialist with Sisters. So definitely, I'm gonna have to check out this list because I am not as familiar with Sisters. Okay, we have Champions of Faith, Bringers of Flame. Nope. Champions of Faith. Nice. Triple Hospitaller. Hey, I sense some shield chicks in the future. Unistorm Priest, Morven Vol. Of course, we got Morven Vol. Immolator, Rhino. Incendience. I have not actually played against these guys, but my teammate who plays Sisters was talking about how good these guys are. So, yep, seems like Scott agrees. Full 10 woman unit. There's all the sacrosancts, whatever they are. So the full 30 of those with the Hospitalers, got it, and the Incendients, which I imagine are going with a Unistorm Priest. I think he does. He's just a chaplain, so he probably gives them +1 to wound on the charge or something like that, or just +1 to wound in melee. And then it's a bunch of bonkin maces. Seems good for just dirt cheap. Dominions with melta guns, cool. They have immolators and rhinos, cool. So yeah, we're lots of tin cans that you have to get through. Of course, the Paragon Warsuits, the Volgons going with Morven Vol. Retributors, okay. Again, we got Rhinos and a Immolator, so they're going in there. So Melta, Multi-Melta, and Sanctifiers. What are these? Okay, I am going to have to do some serious research on this list, and a Calidus. That's really annoying. Like I said, I really like my CP, so Scott has me worried. Because I just don't know really what this list does. I'm gonna have to do some serious research on it. I know Scott is an incredible player. He's been kicking ass, and again, faction specialist. He knows the army better than I. I think he's the faction specialist with this army, but we'll see. Good luck to him. Would love to get a rematch. Although, again, like I said, I'm a little scared of this list. Multi-Meltas everywhere. And me just not knowing what it does, I could fall for a trap. We'll see. I mean, he's not gonna play a gotcha game against me. He's a better guy than that. But you don't have to play a gotcha game to just beat someone because of their inexperience. Well, good luck to Scott. I love faction specialists, and I'm very happy to see faction specialists all at the top. Then we have my teammate Ben Neal playing his Space Marines. He's been he's been playing Ultramarines for 2 years now. So, and he is playing Space Marines. Interestingly enough, he has moved from the Wardens of Ultramar and is actually playing the Hammer of Avernus, I'm assuming is what that's supposed to be, but it's a word that is modified from Avernus to Avernii. I don't know. whatever. It's the Iron Hands named detachment. So he's having fun with that. Canoc Var, the named character. So this is his detachment. He gets a bonus. He gets double oath. Pretty good. So this is just your super cheap Gilliman for only 100 points. You get double oath, and he also can join a squad and gives them either he takes our Tyranid invasion fleet rule and just makes it better in every way. He says his unit at the time of attacking chooses to either have lethal hits against monsters and vehicles or sustained hits against not monsters and vehicles. So they just get both and just get to activate either one whenever they want. And it's not just sustained hits against infantry, it's sustained hits against everything that's not a monster and vehicle. So just a upgraded version of our entire detachment rule in a 100-point model. That also gets double oath. Seems pretty good. Then you have a captain in Terminator armor with an enhancement and a lieutenant with combi weapon also with an enhancement. Sorry guys, I have no idea what these enhancements do. Nope, I'm not going to take the time to look them up right now. We've got other lists to look through, but double ballistas. Cool. That's seeing a trend here with the Space Marines. But yeah, double ballistas. These guys are really good. Just 150-point dreadnoughts with a 2-up save that have built-in rerolls. What's not to love? In cursors, these guys are the ones that give out +1 to hit with their shooting. So having these are fantastic, especially comboed with Oath. So they just shoot the Oath target and say you're hitting on 2s, rerolling. Seems good. 5 scouts for actions and infiltrate. Stormspeeder Hammer Strike. This is the one that grants ignores cover after it shoots a target. So really just layering on the buffs here to take out big, heavy targets, which that is definitely the meta we're in. 10 Assault Terminators. So these are 4 wound Terminators with 4-up invuln. Seems good, and they are joined by Canoc Var, so they're going to get the lethal hits or sustained with 30 or 40 attacks, something like that. I don't know. Enough that it's going to lift almost everything that it hits. Oh, and he went for a second squad. Nice. Okay, 20 Terminator Assault Squads. That seems pretty good. Oh, and then the detachment ability is you get to reroll 1s to wound against your oath. So Ben's just going to be hitting on 2s, rerolling, wounding on 2s, because he does get the +1 to wound from oath and reroll 1s to wound. So just that oath target is dead. Oh yeah, super dead. Double Vindicator as well. Take that, Catan. He's going to be hitting your Catan on 2s, rerolling, wounding on 2s, rerolling. Enjoy. Yeah, that's definitely an anti-Catan meta pick here. I am very excited to see how Ben does. Unfortunately, that means he's also very good into me. With my Norns, they're not going to stand a chance. But we'll see. Hopefully we can avoid troll-on-troll violence, as we are the Denver Mountain Trolls. Hopefully Ben and I don't have to face each other and take, one of us take the other one out. I imagine Ben would end up as the winner of that engagement. But moving on, the final player, Donald Plummer. He is a Tau player from, I actually don't know if he's from Seattle or Portland, but I have played against him and with him up at Charity Hammer. And fantastic dude, also kind of a Tau specialist. So very excited that, again, we have so many faction specialists here. Honestly, every single person here is a faction specialist other than maybe John and Treynor, and they might be, I just don't know them. I'm guessing not because they're just playing the top 2 meta lists, but maybe. And then the other 5 are all faction specialists, so I expect everyone on this list to do extremely well. Donald Plummer is also playing Tau, so let's see. We've got a Retaliation Cadre, not Montca. Okay, so he's getting the +1 strength and AP. +1 strength within 12, +1 AP if you're within 9. We got Farsight, Shadow Sun. So this is also the super, not broad suits, but suit detachment. We got a Shadow Sun Enforcer Battlesuit with Starflare Ignition. I don't know what that enhancement does. Sorry with the enhancements, guys. But we have broadsides. Okay, also double broadside with the heavy rail rifles. So that seems to be agreed upon between both Don and John. that these are good for killing Catan. Fire knives, these are the missile suits. Then we have flamer suits. Okay. So we got all the bullets and we got all the flamers. These guys just, any chaff is dead. Ghost Keel, of course. Hammerhead. All right, so same as John with the double broadside and hammerhead, although this one does have the railgun, so more Catan focused. Then we got 10 Kroot, fantastic, just scouting action monkey unit. 1 unit of Pathfinders. Okay, so 1 unit of Pathfinders, 1 unit of Kroot instead of John's 2 units of Pathfinders. There's the Triptide, of course, ion accelerators, and there's the 2 units of stealth suits. Man, okay. Other than the detachment, these guys are very similar lists. So that seems to be, they seem very much in agreement with what to bring. John just has a little bit more trash, and Don has the suits in retaliation. Fair enough. Yeah, like I said, I expect both of these guys to do extremely well. Again, I don't. My Tyrant Guard definitely don't like flat 4 damage Riptides, and I really don't like them being strength 11 for my Norns either because of Retaliation Cadre. So we'll have to see. Ideally, I don't have to play either of these guys, but I mean, if we're going to the top, we're probably playing somebody on this list. I hope I play one person on this list at least, because that means I'm doing well. But we'll see. After that, let's take a look at just kind of those top meta armies. So some key takeaways, actually. In terms of army numbers at this event, there are 16 Necron lists. As we've already seen, the top Necron player is going to be John. And that seems pretty standard Necron list to me. Then we have Space Marines, so that's I guess that's going to be Treynor is the top Space Marine player here. Although I would never count Neal out. He does have the highest win rate with an ungodly 88% win rate. Ben is insane. He just doesn't get to really travel much anymore. His job does not let him go to too many events, so he can only really play locally. But yeah, so either Treynor or Ben, top Space Marine player at this event. And there are 15 Space Marine Astartes players, 16 Necron players. Those are the top 2 factions. And then tied for third, interestingly enough, are Daemons and Leagues of Votann. So let's take a look. Let's take a look at both of those. Let's see if we can find a list that we like. Andy is playing Daemons. Okay, let's see if is there anyone else that I recognize on here? Marshall Petzel, I just played against him in the Springs. Who should we look at? Let's actually look at Nathan Pitts, I think. Let's do that. Scarbrands, okay. Demonic Incursion makes sense. Bellicor, Great Unclean One, Lord of Change, Rodigus, Scarbrand. All right, yep, we got the 5 big boys. 10 Plague Bearers, Triple Beast of Nurgle, Double Fleshhound. Okay, I mean, that was so quick. We know this list. It's 5 Greater Demons, including Scarbrand. And it teleports and hits you in the face. It's a good list. Let's take a look at another one, see if we can find something. Let's see. Andy doesn't normally play Demons. What's he playing? Also Demonic Incursion, Bloodthirster, Triple Demon Prince with Wings. Okay. All right, Andy, what are you doing? Double Ren Master. All right, Andy, what are we doing here? We got Corn. Okay, we're stacking Corn with Ren Masters. I thought these guys were legends. Am I wrong? I thought Red Masters went away. Huh. Okay, I guess I was wrong. But I thought these guys went away. So yeah, all corn damage stacking. I mean, that's one way to kill Catan. Beasts of Nurgle and a bunch of Fleshhounds. Okay, so like a almost mono corn. Cool, Andy. I love it. That sounds super fun. I hope you have a good time. Um, both of those are really quick. Let's take a look at one more. What's Ryan playing? All right, we got a Shadow Legion, double Lord of Change, Be'lakor, some pink horrors. Okay, Beasts, Screamers, Seekers, Cultists. Nice. Oh, and Brigand and Stalker. Okay, that is very much just a mixed Chaos Demon list. Very cool. With Bellacor's detachment. I love it. We don't see that super often, so good luck, Ryan. All right, let's take a look at Votann. And then because we're a Tyranid channel, we'll probably take a look at a couple Tyranid lists and might call it there. And if you guys want a part 2 to this, we can take a look at other factions and you guys can pipe in what lists you want me to take a look at, and I'd be happy to do so. Votann. Let's see. Who do I recognize here? Mustafa is definitely a Votann. He's been playing them forever. And Caleb. Caleb is a very good Votann player. He's playing Hearthband. Arcanist Evaluator. That must be a new model. I'm going to be honest, I know very little about Votann. Generally, they shoot me at stuff, and I'm like, you're kind of Space Marines. And I just play against them as if they're Space Marines. So I have not really learned Votann very much. I just play against them, as if they were Space Marines, and it generally plays kind of the same. I don't recognize either of these. And Hearthkin Warriors, K. The new little transport. The medium, I guess, transport that used to be the little transport. Thunderkin. Okay, so I've heard these guys, although I don't think it's the Gravitons that everyone's been talking about. Triple Graviton. All right. Okay, Caleb, what are you doing? We got 10 Hearthguard. We got 20 Hearthguard. Plasma and Plasma. Oh, okay, 15 Hearthguard, but still. 15 Plasma Gun Hearthguard. Okay, double Hecaton. Some Jaegers and some Pioneers. I'm going to have to check out what this Graviton guns do, but seems pretty good. Everything's in a transport, I imagine, between the double Hecatons and the Capricus and Sagittar, so seems all right. And let's take a look at what Mustafa's bringing, see if it's anything different. Nope, still Hearthband. Memnir Strategist and Uthar. Okay. Capricus Carrier. Also Graviton. Okay, apparently I'm wrong. Graviton are the good ones if we got two people playing just Graviton as the only Thunderkin guns. Then we got also 15 Hearthguard. All right, these guys seem to be on the same page. No, we got 20 Hearthguard. Double Hecaton. And some Steeljacks. I have played against these guys recently. They are also seem very good. Okay, but yeah, there are 13 Demon players and 13 Votann players to be tied up with the third most common detachments. And then amazingly, there's actually the fourth place in terms of detachments is actually Death Guard. So tons of Death Guard going to be there. And then we have 9 Tyranid players, and there's a good number of factions that have like 9 players. But let's take a look at some Tyranid lists, and then we'll wrap it up. And like I said, if you guys want, I can do a part 2 of this where you tell me what lists to look at, and I'll review them. All right, so Frank, sure, we'll start with Frank's list because Frank, I know, just copied my list. So playing Invasion Fleet, we got Death Leaper, Swarm Lord, Hive Tyrant. The only difference is he dropped the enhancement, the perfectly adapted enhancement from the Hive Tyrant to give him 20 points. And he put that into, he turned his 2, so I have 2 20-man Termagants and a 10-man Hormagaunt. He used those 20 points to upgrade to 2 20-man Hormagaunts and a 10-man Termagant. Sure, seems fine. But other than that, it is literally a copy paste of my list. Biovore, double Neurolictor, 2x6 Tyrant Guard to go with Swarmlord and the Hive Tyrant, and 3 Venom Thropes to give everything stealth and cover. Well, cover and give Gaunt's stealth, and double Norn. So, and he messaged me, or at least he's been messaging in the Discord, that he's been playing my list as just a copy paste since I got the golden ticket. And at last I heard, he was 5-0-1 with it. So he's doing very well. Good luck to Frank, to seeing how well he does at the event with the copy paste of my list. I guess we'll, again, looking at my list, nothing too exciting. It's the exact same thing that I took to get the golden ticket. So like I said, it's the same thing, except I have the perfectly adapted enhancement, which honestly I love. And it's 2 20-man Termagant bricks rather than and a 10-man Hormigaunt brick. But otherwise identical to what Frank is bringing. Any cool Tyranid lists here? We got Invasion Fleet list name, please buff Nids. Why? They just won a GT. Double Haruspex, Maliceptor. Okay, just good stuff, except Zoanthrope Brick. I don't like Zoanthrope Bricks, but he's got it with a Neurotyrant and Invasion Fleet. So they have lethal hits and can get sustained against infantry. Like, that's not awful. And I guess they can get a 5-up Feel No Pain strat. They probably live a little better in Invasion Fleet. But he does not have a walking tyrant, though, so these guys are not going to have assault. So I'm very meh on how those Zoanthropes are going to do. 1 3-man Tyrant Guard squad, I imagine, joining Swarmlord. And Adaptive Biology on the Winged Hive Tyrant. Okay, cool. Springs Tyranids. Wonder if he's actually going fixed, same as me, because he's from the Springs, which is where I was playing fixed. But he's playing Assimilation. Nice, I like that. Fights first Hive Tyrant, 30 Hormigons, Biovore, double Neurolictor, 3 Pyrovores, because we're playing Assimilation. I like it. 6 Tyrant Guard, going with the fights first. That is how I play my Tyrant Guard in Assimilation. Single Ripper Swarm, triple Haruspex, double Norn, double Psychophage. I will say, like I said, I've been so high on triple Haruspex with Psychophage right now. That's an incredibly good combo, and of course, they're all assimilators. I expect him to actually do okay with this list. I think this is good. It's not all in like mine is. He has Norns instead, like my Assimilation Swarm is, but I can see this doing well. Obviously, no guns at all, but I play the same way. I'm curious what he's going to be doing, if he's going to do the fixed cleanse engage thing that I'm doing. I mean, he's got Hormigons, he's got Biovores, and he's got Norns. So, but he doesn't have Swarmlord. He's going to be hurting for CP. We'll see how he does. Got a Crusher Stampede. Cool. Exo, some Neurogons, some Norns, triple Tyrannifex, although 2 of them are Acid Spray. Okay. Plus Zoes. Yeah. I mean, the Zoes and Crusher do have the monster keyword, so they can be kind of cool with that, although the Neurotyrant already, with the Null Nodules enhancement, the most useless enhancement in the game. Nice, I love it. Probably just had 10 extra points. Double Exocrine. Yeah, I mean, this is just Gunline. Gunline bugs, except your Exocrines give your Tyrannifexes reroll 1s to hit, and you get +1 to hit, but your Acid Sprays. But I mean, if you're getting +1 to wound Acid Sprays once you're below half, that's pretty good. Interesting. All right, then we have more Tyranids. Nope, we already looked at this one. Subterranean, cool. We got Lictor, Neurotyrant with the Redeploy, Swarmlord, Trigon Prime, Gargoyles, and lots of trash to steal objectives. Cool. I do think Tyranids are kind of forced to play this way anymore with how lethal the game is. We don't win by actually fighting. We have to just outscore them. Lictor's a single Maliceptor, single... Yeah, I mean, good luck. You only have 3 Burrower units, which is the minimum. You can make it work with 3, but with one of them being the Trigon Prime, who wants to be in combat and is going to die immediately, Might struggle with tunnels, but I also think that it's just not that durable. Going very much for the trading strat rather than trying to be durable. One Maliceptor, one Norn is not going to cut it. I feel like this list is a little too trying to do everything, and with Tyranids, you need to go all in on one game plan. But again, good luck to Eric. Excited to see you there. We got another Springs Tyranid player. Another Crusher Stampede. Cool. Just Gunline. Double Tyrannifex, double Maliceptor, double Exocrine, and Norn. And then you got Lictors and Gargoyles for actions. A singular Neuro Tyrant with nothing to attach to, but that's okay. I don't mind that. Sit on the backfield, get a good Shadows, and a Swarm Lord and a Death Leaper. Sure. Seems alright. And Morale Check. These guys live pretty much right next to me. Subterranean as well. Broodlord, Neurotyrant, Swarmlord, Gargoyles, Hormigons, Biowars. There's 10-man Gene Stealer with Broodlord in Subterranean. I have not actually tried that. Might be good. I think the Raveners are just better though, because they hit the kind of the same as the Gene Stealers, except they except they also give the tunnel abilities. Double Maliceptor, Norn, Tyrannifex, Zoanthropes. Sure. We have teleporting Zoanthropes with Neurotyrant. Theoretically, these guys are supposed to be amazing, but in my experience, they just die. But, I mean, he's got all the good stuff. A singular Tyrannifex, that's just going to cause his opponent to use a CP, in my opinion. But otherwise, I mean, he's threatening, or he's forcing them to use the CP on a CP reroll every turn. And then you have Swarmlord for Vect. So your opponents are going to be really tight on CP. And then maybe you light them up with Zoanthropes, and that's what actually does the damage. Cool. All right, well, we got some very interesting Tyranid lists here. Like I said, we have 9 Tyranid players. Oh, we didn't look at these two real quick. Sorry, guys. We got a Synaptic Nexus Tyranid list. Very cool. Zoe's with the Neurotyrant with the power of a Hive Mind. Winged one with -1 damage. Cool. We actually have a Winged Prime. Is he joining anything? No, he's not. Why is he here then? Maybe he's joining Gargoyles. Seems silly to me, but I really do like the Winged Prime, but I give him the Dirge Heart of Karis in this detachment. So I like the Winged Prime in this detachment to be a carrier of the Dirge Heart. And doesn't look like we're doing that. Okay. I mean, it's a list. Seems all right. Nothing crazy in here other than take this one Ripper and this Winged Tyranid Prime and make it like, I don't know, another Neurolictor probably, and an enhancement. I don't know. I guess you're kind of out of enhancement spots. Yeah. Well, okay, drop this Ripper Swarm for the Dirge Heart. There you go. Fixed it. Because, yeah, I don't know what this one Ripper is doing, but it's there. And then we got... Oh, another Synapse. Wait, no. Is this the same list? This is the same list. Sorry. Oh, and then this is the assimilation that we looked at. Cool. So we are done with that. All right, guys, I've taken up enough of your time with this video. Like I said, if you want a part 2, let me know, and I will review more tomorrow. But if you're asking for a part 2, please tell me what list to look at, because there are over 200 players, and I looked at the top players, the top factions, and I looked at Tyranids. So give me ideas of what else to look at, and I will happily do so. But with that, I'm going to call it a night, and I will talk to you all next time on Into the Hive Mind.